What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Littleroot Lessons, episode 308. I'm your host, Angelo, and I'm joined by the hardest working producer in Pokemon podcasting, Carl, and the birthday boy.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Carter.
What up?
Technically today, but when this comes out, it'll have been yesterday however long ago.
So when this releases, it's Matt's birthday.
Technically, it's already Matt's birthday.
Technically, it's already Matt's birthday because he lives
but
in
not
Australia.
American
on the other side of the world. But yeah, say a belated but not belated to Matt as well.
The public doesn't know Matt because we've never had him on because we're scared.
I will say this: I did talk to him. I might do like a Go specific episode with him for like a little side thing. Carl, just get ready for the edit button.
That's gonna be one of those.
That one may be like a
Patreon exclusive episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I still remember this was back like Series 8. We did like the immediate launch tour because somehow you guys called what Series 8 was going to be with the draft league, and it was on Matt's birthday, and Matt and I decided after pairing round 1 we're going to do a shot after every single KO, regardless of whose Pokemon it was. And
you all are insane.
Yeah, I don't remember. Like, I was good.
He doesn't remember game 2.
No, like round 4 on. I'm like, I don't know how to play this game. What am I doing with this Yveltal? Like, why am I not playing? Why am I not clicking buttons?
Leave it. That's not yours.
But yeah, how was your week off last week, everyone?
What did I do last week? I was still at work.
You had
you had work and then football.
Yeah, you had work and then football. And then
the Bears lost me money.
And then actually, that was the other thing. Like June and I were talking about, like before we get into it. Why again did you have your holiday party like in mid-January?
They do it every year.
We do that every year
because they work through the holidays. So
that's okay. That's what I was thinking. But I was then even thinking, like, do you think you could pull off on the 11th? But yeah, that tracks. We were able to put it together a little. We were just wondering, like, what's going on with that.
So we always do our holiday party after after the major holiday because we work in food service, and so we're open Christmas Eve and New Year's, and so instead of trying to schedule it around then during our busier periods, we end up picking like the week after when schools are still closed and nothing's going on in town, and so that's when we have our holiday parties. It's usually like the second week of the NFL playoffs, which sometimes we reschedule. Like if the Chiefs were still in it, we would probably maybe reschedule just because we want to focus on making the money for that. But instead I get to make a bunch of ones.
Yeah.
And now have a bunch of ones sent on my desk for hell until I decide to take them somewhere and get them turned into bigger bills because I don't spend cash anywhere. That's usually how the party goes, is you get a bunch of ones and then good luck figuring out what you're going to do with ones for the first 2 months of the year.
Spend them like you do every other dollar.
Yeah, that's great when you actually have places that take cash and don't do things online.
Wally World, baby.
So yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing, is I've just been taking a little bit to Walmart and other stores. But that's party was fun. My Secret Santa's not in here. It's in the bedroom still, but I got another pop to add to my Pokemon collection.
I almost bought me a pop yesterday. I sent Carl. I was out at Walmart, and
which one? I
was scrolling down the aisle, and I got jump scared by Oko. Which so for those who know, Carl and I quit playing Magic when Throne of Eldraine first came out, and there was this card in that set called Oko, who's a planeswalker, and it literally ruined the game. like legitimately
banned in multiple formats.
Banned in every format besides Vintage. Absurd.
What did it do?
So it was a 3-mana planeswalker that came in with 4 loyalty, immediately went up to 6, and turned off your opponent's best creature and turned them into a 3/3. It's like, it loses all abilities, it becomes a 3/3. Or it can +1 to make a food, which then you can then +2 the next turn to make it into a 3/3 instead. So like it made infinite blockers for itself. It stabilized the board single-handedly by itself. It was by far the worst like standard format of all time. It was the worst format of all time. Just
It
like
was bad.
pick a format, it sucked. It was atrocious, man. Just awful. I mean, I'm just scrolling down the. I was looking at the like discount PS5 games, and I see it. I'm like, oh, I was not ready for this.
Woof.
Woof.
Lily has something to say.
Oh yeah, she wants me to take this pig and chuck it in the other room.
Yeah. So how much snow did you guys get?
We got
Like 5 inches.
3 to 5, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I think we've gotten at least a foot. I went out around like a little afternoon my time. Partially because I forgot to put my windshield wipers up. So I'm like, let me clear my car off, clear my wife's car up, shovel the little, like to just clear out like the area around our cars. And then around 5 o'clock, I went back out, and it was like another like 7 or 8 inches on the ground. And they also started plowing, and there was a wall of snow by the cars. Luckily enough, I caught the plow, and I was like, Mir, here, please. And like, he did clear away a ton of it, where like the residual that was left was really easy to shovel out.
That's nice.
But if you, I know I posted it in our general channel in the Discord. My hair was
Discord.
Yes, shout out the Discord. My hair was covered, like just because my hood fell off. My hair was just covered in snow. Like I was like pulling like snow, not snowball size chunks, but like pretty large like chunks of ice like in my hair out of it. So I'm like, I need to like shower before I do this.
Yeah, it was a
I'm about
lot.
to get myself sick. Yeah, there was a lot of snow. And it's still snowing and probably won't stop until like midday tomorrow, it looks like.
So if you are in the US and suffering from all this cold weather, please be safe, stay inside.
Yeah, it is atrocious.
Hang out and listen to us talk about Birmingham for an hour.
Yeah, no, seriously, it sucks outside. I wish I didn't have to do it, but you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, let's dive into Birmingham. And first of all, who's driving? I can drive?
You can drive.
You can drive the bus.
Yeah, let me drive. Yeah, because your lab mouse wasn't doing great.
My lab mouse was being weird.
Yeah. So as I went and talked about last week, the lab mouse rebrand has officially dropped. This is a project I've been talking to Tim about for a few months now. This was his little like side project. He wanted to get lab mouse completely updated for like while he was on paternity leave. I'll just take you to the main page. Right now, there's just a lot more information. You have just a rolling top 12 Pokemon from the most recent major, along with just like percentage changes, top teams. So, or like this is their popularity, their day 1 usage, day 2 usage. A lot of great information right from the get-go. And what's also nice about the tournaments page, you have both completed and upcoming tournaments. And looking at the completed tournaments, one of the great things is that we also now, for the majors, have juniors and seniors information.
Oh, that's really sick.
Along with the fact that everything all of the data itself is now automatically updated. Previously, if there was a gap or lapse in like end of an event to when Lab Mouse was updated, it was because Tim was busy and doing something else.
And now it's all automated.
Now it's all automated. And even now, like you go into the tournament, you're immediately greeted with these little tabs here with a lot of data instead of the top down where it would be the list of Pokemon, then the teams and players. You can still search by player, country, Pokemon here. But looking at the Pokemon, one of the things that I really like that has been changed is right over here where you have the day 1 and day 2 usage immediately calculated along with the percent change that you can sort.
That's really nice.
One of the cool things we can see here is that Pokemon such as Incineroar, Urshifu, Rapid Strike, and Raging Bolt, the 2 through 4 Pokemon in usage, also had the best day 2 percentage along with a Pokemon like Ursaluna, which was 17th, having a plus 8.14% increase as well. So really cool.
I want to interrupt here because if you flip it to the other way, we get to
will
see what
the
had the
Pokemon-
worst.
Yes. Well, so like the Tinglu teams, Wellspring, Farrig, like the Tinglu gouging, D-Knight, bad week. Wellspring, not good to be Wellspring. My baby boy down here, just not awesome, not great at all. As great as Rapid Strike was, Single Strike not good. As great as Shenpao was this weekend, Chi-Yu was equally bad. I forgot that Iron Hand's the Pokemon.
We just don't see it very often.
We don't.
But
Whimsicott,
you know what good Ogerpon it was? I'm going to call this out because I said this was going to be the change back when we did our tier list.
yes, you did. The Fire Pond did better.
No, there's still one better.
Oh yeah, the Rock Pond. So we do know that, like, in general, 5th place on Marco Silva's team. I'm going to give a shout out to our guest from last week who helped build a similar team. Junie, as discussed last week, Junie built a team with CJ and Chalky that was 4 out of 6 of these Mons, was the Wellspring Ogerpon, Farigiraf, Specs Flutter, and Torkoal. It's just that they went with Raging Bolt and Darkfu, and Marco really just leaned a lot harder into the Trick Room mode of things by adding in the Assault Vest Incineroar and the Ursaluna. We can actually just make this the first thing we talk about. There are some differences between the team that we saw CJ Day 2 with last week and this team here, but in general it is just a very good Trick Room team. There are some worries about the rain matchup. With Raging Bolt, you were able to handle rain teams. This team, like, if you do match up into rain, you're not going to do well. But
Just
it's
don't
Reg
hit
F,
rain.
and there's not really that much rain in the format, which is fine. I'm just going to pull up a few things now. Actually,
Do you want me to drive?
yeah, you wait. No, I think I can do it. Okay, let's start with first place. Stefano Greppi's team. Something Italians winning every event.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
There's some cool differences from what we usually see on like the Raging Bolt balance. Notably, like, this Raging Bolt is still the Calm Mind version, but instead of lefties, we're just looking for booster energy, so we're not just locked into always clicking Calm Mind on turn 1 or 2.
Yeah.
The Chen Pao is kind of nice, with the rest of this team being very, like, Incineroar and Rillaboom could have some troubles usually getting through things, but with the Chen Pao defense drop from Sword of Ruin, those calcs end up being a little bit nicer. Landorus, Urshifu, pretty good damage mons, just looking to beat certain matchups, and yeah, like, it's balanced, but kind of a slightly different take on balance. And
I think, yeah, a lot of the things, like, you're seeing dropping the knockoff on Incineroar for Taunt, going with the Terra Ice Chien-Pao. Chien-Pao also acts as speed control, something that the balance team usually didn't, like, the Combine balancing usually didn't have, was a speed control mode of any sort. So now that we have the Icy Wing Chien-Pao, which will usually be the fastest one of the fastest non-boosted or, like, non-scarf Pokemon on the field.
yeah,
To be able to go and have that, also just to have it as a way to be a sash breaker, to allow, like, Urshifu to go faster, or to allow Landorus to be able to pick up a kill as well. Those are just, like, the little different, like, changes that can completely change a way a team plays. One of the things I think in general, I mean, the next 2 teams we won't really see it, but one of the things that I think we can talk about in general with Regulation F is that a lot of the format is based around, like, a core group of 20 or so Pokemon.
yeah.
But it's just the number of sets that these Pokemon can use, the number of ways that you can play them on. That's, I think, where the format shines in terms of, like, team building creativity.
Yeah.
Second place, Marcus Coe. This is it's Dondozo, but not the way that we were expecting to see Dondozo going into the season. This is a pure
maybe not the
Dondozo
way
Tatsu.
the casual players or like people who aren't playing Dondozo were expecting. I made sure to focus
I meant more so like we were more so focused on like when we were covering it like the Ting Dozo and not this.
I wanted to point it out back in the day, back when we were covering it the first time, was like the Dondozo Tatsugiri plan has changed going into this regulation part 2. We no longer care about unaware. We no longer care about leftovers. Dondozo Giri is I'm going to damage your Pokemon, and you got to figure out how to mitigate damage before I whittle your team down to nothing. And that's why we see this Rocky Helmet, Terra Grass situation. The Safety Goggles Tatsugiri is also is fairly new innovation. Draco, Muddy, Helping Hand, Protect is about what you normally would expect. Sometimes you see Taunt, but for this case, we have Fluttermane with Taunt. Outside of the Dondozo Giri combo, it's not quite 2-2-2. We still have like a Fluttermane Chi-Yu combo that you would expect to see with Dozogiri, but the other part is a Weezing and a Choice Band Dragonite. These two together don't really necessarily make up a backline for Chi-Yu and Fluttermane. It's more of I need Dragonite for my Dondozo Giri plan, or I need Weezing for my Flutterfish plan that I can interact with and do a little bit of extra chip damage if I can't bring the Dozogiri.
Yeah, and also just having like the Weezing, even just with the Dozogiri in the back, setting up toxic spikes. A lot of people try to play the War of Attrition against Dondozo, just slowly trying to outdamage it, intimidate cycle, fake out cycle, just getting its HP lower and lower. But with the toxic spikes and the Rocky Helmet, every time you're making one of those switches, every time you're hitting the Dondozo, the amount, just your entire HP pool continues to drop. And that's just one of the things that makes this team really threatening, is that it's able to just really go through that War of Attrition with the Dozogiri mode. And then, okay, you beat that. Here's a backline Dragonite that I can go and just blow stuff up, whether it's the Terra Normal E-Speed or just clicking Bandit Outrage, or like even just the Chi-Yu on its own, or it is a massive like damage mon.
Do not underestimate the Tatsugiri after you break the Dozo. Do not underestimate that.
When it's next to the Chi-Yu.
Next to the Chi-Yu, next to the Dragonite, on its own. The Draco and Muddy Water, like these Tatsugiris with the safety goggles, don't care about speed too much. They lean into bulk and special attack. And they are going to effectively Draco Meteor into you, and then just spam Helping Hand the entire rest of the game.
Yeah.
You pretty much have to respect all 4 Pokemon now, especially going into Champions, where we know we're gonna have Mega Tatsugiri moving forward. You even more, you'll have to probably respect that Pokemon after the Dondozo is done.
Yeah. As Junie and I were talking about last week, I believe, with a Dondozo Tatsugiri team finishing like at least in top cut, maybe like it might have been top 16. The really good Dozo players are going to be awesome at playing this team because of the amount of just general reps that they have. This Marcus has been again, is one of these other players who has been playing Dondozo for years now, and he just knows every single button to press, the right 4 mons to pair with Dondozo and Tatsugiri, go into every format, even just within tournaments in a format. Like, that's the important thing with like looking at this team and saying like, oh, people weren't expecting Dozo Tatsu to do well. Why are we seeing it do well? It's like a
when you stop
team.
When you stop respecting it, it starts to pop back up.
And it's also like I feel like it's the pure like player diff team.
I will say Marcus has played this a lot, but he also has, as someone who got to watch Marcus play pretty much every game he played on stream, Marcus has a lot of tendencies that you can exploit. and that's what ended up costing him the finals. I feel like Marcus was very, very conservative with his Terra, wouldn't Terra the Dondozo, wouldn't Terra this and that early on, always was leading very similar leads, and that's kind of just how people were like the finals match ended up being. It felt very lopsided for against Marcus. Watching it live wasn't really. I felt like they weren't respecting a lot of Stefano's like actual damage. Made some game 2 was they had a chance in it, and I feel like they may have kind of squandered it a little bit.
Yeah.
They got it. They had a favorable spot with Chi. Their Chi was faster than Stefano's Landorus and faster than the Urshifu. Like Urshifu Aqua Jet's not going to OHKO you because you have 1, the Sash, and 2, you have your Terra still. So they effectively targeted down the Urshifu after the fact because I guess they were more scared of Aqua Jet than they were of the Landorus just clicking Earth Power and killing your Tatsu anyway. It felt like they kind of just took the game and made a weird read and then threw it in the trash because they thought Tatsu was going to be able to solo the Landorus, even though that's not how that works ever. I don't know. The game, like, watching their top 4 match against Maddie, Maddie probably could have beat Marcus.
Yeah, you were saying
very handily.
Maddie just didn't get aggressive.
He just didn't turn it on. He just kept playing very, very like on the back foot the entire time, which that's how Maddie plays. Maddie's very, very defensive, very pivot heavy, very safe. When we go to see his team here in a minute, it'll make sense why.
Yeah.
But overall, I feel like Maddie could have probably beat Marcus easily. But then Marcus finally figured out, oh, I have this Terra Grass Dondozo that you can't really touch once I take care of this Pokemon. And didn't do it in game 2, could have probably done it and walked away with the game. Instead, lets Maddie get back into the match. And then in game 3, he finally figures it. Marcus finally figures it out. It's like, oh, I could just click this Terra Grass button and I win. Like, you can't, you're going to waste all your resources trying to break through this thing while I'm whittling down all your Pokemon.
Yeah. I will get to Maddie's team, but before that, we do need to get to Heng Zong's team. Again, a very familiar team that we've seen. This very classic, like Drago Iron Crown team, with the Indeedee. Like
they love it in the European events. They love this Regidrago Iron Crown team.
I saw this team on day 1 a lot more than I thought, and of course even into day 2. There's I think one of the interesting things with this team, this isn't the boosting Iron Crown, it's the booster special attack, but no Calm Mind. You're just going straight up 3 attack. On the Regidrago, you are Terra Fairy with Double Dragon and Earth Power, and then the rest of the team is pretty much standard.
Yeah.
I do think one of the interesting things is that you are running Scary Face on the Tornadus. One of the cool little techs you can do with Torn is that if you're in Trick Room and the Torn is out, you can self-Scary Face your partner, even if the Psychic Terrain is up.
Yeah.
And that's just a way to maybe, your opponent puts Trick Room up to, try to, underpace or, flip the script on your Regidrago, for example. Well, I'm going to self-Scary Face. Now Regidrago is the slowest thing on the field, and I'm still going to get those Draco Meteors off.
Yep.
Okay. Moving on to Maddie's team here. And yeah, this is just like what we were talking about before. This is kind of like the classic VGC-ish team. Very similar to Aaron Brock's team.
If I remember correctly, this was 5 of the 6 that Maddie used to top cut that EUIC.
Yeah, and I believe that this is... Actually, I also think this is the Nils team that won EUIC as well. Again, for more modern, Aaron Brock last week finished top 8 with Cresselia over the Terra Flying Porygon. The rest of the mons were the same. as we said last week, I feel like this team specifically, or at least the idea of it is like the VGC toolbox. You have your fire, water, grass, you have your redirection, you have your fake out between the Ursaluna and the rapid strike Urshifu. You have amazing physical damage, while the booster Fluttermane gives you great special damage. You have just board control with Spore with the Amoonguss, speed control with the Porygon 2, and most importantly, when you're building teams, like whenever I'm helping coach or like managing like my USPA team, and my players are trying to like put their own teams together, the main thing you have to always ask yourself is, what is your win condition? What is the main thing you want to do? And you see it right here. It's get this Ursaluna in Trick Room with the Flame Orb Guts activated and just start swinging.
Yeah.
And you have all of this, like pretty much all of the tools to be able to get that to happen. It's not. You go.
I was going to comment on the specific duality of this team. This is not like the slow mode, fast mode version of these teams that we're used to seeing with like the more defensive Icy Wind Fluttermane to help your Urshifu. This was a max speed booster energy Fluttermane. This was going to be going first all the time and was very offensively invested. We are a substitute into protect into start blowing things up kind of situation.
Yeah. And I think part of that as well is simply because, like, again, a lot of times people are like, okay, well, if I get out of the first Trick Room, then I can outpace and I can really try to pressure down the Trick Room setter. The Fluttermane in the back with that booster going, that makes you the fastest Pokemon on the field. And it does give you that, okay, you're done with Trick Room. I don't need Trick Room anymore. Fluttermane's now your issue.
Yeah.
But also don't ignore the Ursaluna, who, if you let it go last, like, doesn't matter if I have 100 HP or 1 HP, Headlong Rush is Headlong Rush.
Yeah, it's still going to blow you up.
Yeah.
My other big thing was this, like I mentioned, the Porygon 2 was pivotal into the matchup with Marcus, because forcing the Terra Grass on the Dozo meant that you could Ice Beam and or Terra flying, like Terra Blast the Dozo down, with it being the non-leftovers set, meant that you are very specially, like, you aren't super specially bulky, but Maddie kind of just would always waste the Terra on the Incineroar that wasn't really doing anything into the Dondozo since it's oblivious.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you play the Amoonguss properly into Marcus and force that Terra, and or just put the Dondozo to sleep like you did in game 2, and then just let Porygon just neutral T-blast it down twice like it does, you probably win that game pretty handily. Instead, Maddie kind of just started playing a little bit too passive in game 3, had gotten a second Trick Room set up, but did not take care of the Dozo fast enough before it was able to just whittle down everything on Maddie's side of the field to under half.
So we already talked about our 5th place team again, Marco Silva running that hard Trick Room team.
Yeah.
And now we're moving on to Marcus Haman, who finished in 6th place. Again, and I think this is kind of like showing what we were talking about before. The 6 is very similar to what we saw Stefano run.
Again, it's close, but not quite the same.
And that's where, like, the little, like, intricacies. So the first thing you want to, like, the first 2 things I note with this team is that you're running the Life Orb, Terra Electricon Raging Bolt, with Thunderclap, Thunderbolt, and Draco Meteor, plus Protect. I've been personally playing a lot of, like, Booster Special Attack or Life Orb Raging Bolt recently, and, like, again, this Pokemon has pretty much restricted stats. The Calm Minds make it even bulkier and hit even harder, but sometimes just slapping a Life Orb on it or a booster special, like a booster energy to get the special attack boost, and you're just ripping off like very powerful Thunderbolts, Thunderclaps, and especially your Draco Meteor.
Yeah.
That is stuff that it hits hard. It picks up KOs that people might not have really calced for, and that's like just really powerful for this Pokemon. Another really cool thing that we see on this team is a new tech for Fluttermane, which is Pain Split. We saw it a little last week at Toronto, and Marcus picked up for this week. Due to the very low HP stat on Fluttermane, when you paint split, a lot of times you're going to make out well ahead of your opponent or whichever Pokemon you're targeting, because you're going to be taking a lot more HP than than they would expect to get from you. It really isn't a fair trade.
Yeah, the way paint split works, because it totals the remaining health and then splits it evenly between you. Fluttermane having a small number, whereas Incineroar having a decently sized number. I think Fluttermane usually max out about 160, and Incineroars are usually hitting about 200. So that's an automatic 40 HP swing, at least a 20 HP swing towards the Fluttermane when you add them together and split them up. Also, fun fact: when you paint split, the total still gets split between you. So even
if you're at full, you're going to
end up losing health.
Very, very funny.
You will take HP away. It's not damage, and it's not going to be a lot, but it still does that.
Yeah.
So this is kind of funny.
Not that you would probably ever.
Not that you ever want to do that. Moonblast is going to do more damage. Just click the Moonblast button if that's what you're trying to do, and be cheeky about it.
But it is funny as hell.
But it is funny. But that's what these Fluttermanes, these Terra Grass, Icy Wind Taunt Fluttermane are. Is they are a more defensively invested, less speed focused Fluttermane. Like booster speed still procs, and they're still fast when they need to be. But that's the big thing. Max speed timid.
They don't need to be like go fast, do damage. It's a support set. End of the day, that's what you're trying to be doing.
Yeah. Moving to our next team, 7th place Eduardo Cunha. Again, a lot of similar things, but some changes. Going back to the Thunderclap, Dragon Pulse, like Combine, Raging Bolt. Shucka Berry on the Incineroar, which is a tech you see a lot on the Japanese circuit. Protect on his support Flutter over the Thunder Wave. And again, that 5th slot in this team, it keeps on flipping through. Going with the Metal Coat, Terra Dragon, Nasty Plot, Goldango. Goldango had an excellent weekend last weekend, I believe, with 3 of the top 4 placings. It's a Pokemon that is a matchup checking mon, in my opinion, right now. There's matchups where Goldango just wins single-handedly, and then there's other matchups where you just aren't going to bring it. But when your other 5 Pokemon are Flutter, Urshifu, Rilla, Incin, Bolt, you don't that 6th slot might not be coming every game. You kind of have everything you need with this 5. So having that 6 just be a Metacall mon, that's still a very, very powerful Pokemon. I think that's a really good play by Edu.
Yeah. Otherwise, this is pretty much very similar to what we've seen before. It's the balance 6 with Raging Bolt, Bulky Fluttermane, Urshifu, Incin, Rilla. We've seen those 5 time and time again, and you could like I said, you just kind of tech whatever 6th one you want. In this case, Edu wanted Goldango.
Yep. Moving to 8th place, Florian Thames team. Again, another P2 Ursaluna team. The Ursaluna with 4 legs having a really great weekend again, while the Ursaluna that I like playing, as we showed earlier,
not so much.
Bad weekend.
Bad beat weekend.
Yeah. One of the really cool things that we're seeing with the Amoonguss recently has been the Mental Herb popping back up because of the amount of taunt in the format. Whether it is the Tornadus running it, you'll see it on the Fluttermane a lot. Even Pokemon such as Urshifu and Landorus are running it as a 4th slot over another tech move or a 3rd attack. So with the amount of taunt in the format, being able to redirect a taunt away from your Porygon 2 and then still be able to threaten everything after is really strong. Florian is also not running any Protect on their Raging Bolt, on their Amoonguss. That's how much Raging Bolt's on the mind. Going with Sludge Bomb, Pollen Puff, Rage Powder, and Spore. A lot of people recently have been dropping Pollen Puff for the Sludge Bomb while keeping Protect. Florian says, screw it, I want both, and I
want the healing, which makes sense. We have that Ursaluna, we have the AV Incineroar, we have the Porygon 2 with Recover. This Urshifu is a Life Orb Terra Steel set, so I would not be surprised if this also leans bulky. So like the healing from Pollen Puff is going to be beneficial for this team in particular.
Yeah. And I think the reason why you're running the Life Orb as well, my friend Keon, he was running it last week at Toronto. The life, like, again, we look at, okay, it has the Mystic Water boost, the Terra boost, and especially like Mystic Water, like, that's a fine boost. Urshifu does a lot of damage. The Life Orb just takes it to another level. It makes your close combats hit incredibly hard. And this is a Tail Room team with a Tornadus, along with the Rain Dance as well, to get like a Life Orb boosted Surging Strikes in the rain with some Tailwind support. It allows you to have multiple modes where you have that incredible physical offense with Ursaluna and Urshifu, and especially the Urshifu doesn't care about Intimidate because it's clicking Surging Strikes.
Yeah. Are we on to the what I would call 9 through 13 teams now? Is that where
we're about to be, and just with everything, so I have 11 and 13 pulled up. We'll give shoutouts to the players. So 9th place, Shohei Kimura. Again, Raging Bolt Balance. Simone Santivo in 10th place using Raging Bolt Balance, and Lewis Markle in 12th using Raging Bolt Balance.
I will say Shohei's was kind of neat because he has the Shuka Berry Raging Bolt.
Yeah, we could do that. These Japanese players love their like type berries.
They love their type berries,
and
I don't. They're cool when the format's not just one-shotting everything.
Yeah,
yeah. To an extent, it also makes sense where it's like you're going to be Terra Steel. So
yeah, that's the really weird one. It's like at that point, why are you Steel? Like you could have just been.
Guys, you still take a decent. You take a resisted hit from the opposing earthquakes coming off. Obviously, that's why you're Terra Steel. You don't want to waste your berry.
Yeah, I think that I think the reason why is he really, really wants the Raging Bolt to resist Fairy, and the 3 types you can pick to resist Fairy are all weak to ground.
They're all weak to ground.
So the Shuka Berry is always live, and I think out of all of the Shuka Berry like teams we've seen, this is definitely like the best usage of it. I was recently like talking about, I think yesterday at my local, we were talking about like just Sword and Shield VGC when type berries were like, a legitimate thing to use.
Mm-hmm.
And part of the reason why it was a legitimate thing to use is because you couldn't just change your type like whenever you.
Yeah. There's no type fixing like we have now. But like it also helped like big giant Dynamax attacks, reducing that damage meant you might be able to live one of those instead. Whereas in this format, it's like you either are going to die to that or you're going to live it anyway and probably live it pretty comfortably. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out because that was kind of a cute little thing there.
Yeah. And again, like maybe it's like a reminder for players who were play mostly in the Scarlet Violet era who don't remember like what these berries do. Every single type has a berry where if a Pokemon's holding it and it's hit with that type's like special like super effective attack, it reduces the damage
by half
to a quarter. Yeah, I think, is it half or a quarter?
I'm pretty sure it's by half.
It reduces the damage by half. Yeah.
It basically means you take a neutral hit once.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, which is pretty useful, and as we potentially go into VGC within a month or two, where we will not have the ability to, change types again.
We don't know that.
Yeah, I was saying we don't know that yet.
No, they already said that.
We don't know that.
They have already said the first format's Mega Evolution only.
Yeah, but we don't know that we won't have Terra.
They said Mega Evolution only.
That doesn't mean we won't have access to Terra for casual.
Oh no, you will have access to Terra.
Yeah, I want to be able to Gigantamax Mega Blastoise.
Now that one you may not be able to get access to for a minute. You may not be able to get to Dynamax for a minute. But
I really want to bring back Dynamax, man.
Terra will probably be built into the game.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have Terra immediately. I think it'll be like format 1 is just Mega, and then format 2 is Mega plus Terra.
God.
So that'll be
I'm
fun.
gonna be so
That'll
ahead of the
be-
curve playing all this
That'll
Ninetales
be a
doubles.
headache.
Exactly. Moving on to our 11th place team, Aurelian Sola. This is a Carl coded team.
Let me guess. This is the Okie Dokie team.
Yep.
Okay.
To be fair, most of Aurelian's teams are very Carl.
Yes, very much so.
They almost always feature Pokemon that I really like to play with, and this is no exception. Playing the Grimmsnarl Okidogi combo that I played a ton of in Regulation E. Notably, we are just the AV Terra Water set with Upper Hand, High Horsepower, Gunk Shot, and Drain Punch. Guard Dog's a hell of an ability. Everybody wants.
Hell yeah, it is.
We have a lot of Pokemon that really want to be intimidated, and unfortunately for them, one of them's an Entei, and the other one's Okidogi.
Yeah. So yesterday at my local, I did play against a team with Okidogi. I was like, "Oh, Vincent, hit the bench, buddy."
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
That's a big deal, right? Like,
dude, it's a huge
one
deal.
Pokemon on the team because Okidogi can literally just walk up, upper hand, you're down, bye, good luck, you're gone.
And we saw this morning the +2 Okidogi upper hand play to seal up a game for Aurelian, which was
really I actually got to watch that match. That was like one of the 3 matches I watched this weekend. Are you proud of me? I watched VGC.
I am
actually shocked. A few other things to note on the team, like your Speaking Troll comes in both the form of Thunderwave on the Grimmsnarl and the Tailwind on the Roaring Moon. You do have 2 setup Pokemon on this team, the Nasty Plot Goldengo with Citrus Berry, and you're going with the Swords Dance, Ogerpon, Wellspring. The reason why you weren't running Redirection on this team is because it's so bulk invested, and you also have the screen support, where it turns into the game of you cannot take me out.
I will live the hits anyway, so I don't need to redirect them. I just get to focus on dealing damage.
One of the really cool things is the Hex on Goldengo. We talked about it last week. Hex doubles to a base 130 damage move when you are targeting down a Pokemon inflicted with a special condition. This means that the Goldengo coming in after your Grimmsnarl, who's spread around 2 or 3 Thunder Waves. So
you got Thunder Wave, you got Gunk Shot, you got Sacred Fire.
Yep.
There's lots of plays to apply status.
Yeah. And Goldengo can just go in, and it's just an absolute menace. People have in their mind, Goldengo runs Shadow Ball. Here's my Shadow Ball calcs. They're calculating for an 80 base power move.
Well, how about a 130?
Single target, too.
Yeah, it is just gonna nuke you. I'm
So,
already faster because of Thunder Wave. Bye.
Yeah.
Bing bong.
Or from out, Roaring Moon's just going to handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another team, so I know we were talking about like trying to dodge rain, and I'm actually just going to do a real quick look to see without my computer doing its thing. I'm going to see, did Marco dodge rain? Yeah, he dodged this completely.
I'm about to say, yeah, he dodged rain.
Yeah.
I looked earlier. I mean, I guess he didn't technically because there's rain on that Thundurus that he lost, on the Tornadus he lost to in round 4 in Top Cut.
Yeah, but like that's is that like
that one actually technically is a rain team in the sense that we have a Terra Blast, Iron Crown. We have a Rapid Strike Urshifu that's going to click Raging Strike, Surging Strikes all the time. Like this is about as close to the rain team as he was going to run into this weekend, because he got a bye. He played well enough. He got a bye in the first half of Top Cut.
And then you have this, like, this is a true, like, rain team. The Life Orb Pelipper has been very popular. Main reason why you're running Life Orb on Pelipper is that at this high level of the high level power level format, the Life Orb is the only way the Pelipper does anything, but without it being just like a dead spot in your team. And you have the Archaludon, Urshifu Rapid Strike, paired with Gempow, Fluttermane, and Amoonguss. This Fluttermane is 3 attack. I did not catch if it was boost or special attack or booster speed, but on the 3 attack Flutter Mains, you're usually leaning booster special attack on them. It could be either. Honestly, it could be either.
With the way this one's coded, it might be speed since your Tailwind is not priority.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to. You want to be able to make sure your Fluttermane hits first.
Yeah. You also have the Chien-Pao with Ice Shard and Crunch and Terra Grass. So not the ghost that we're used to seeing, not the priority move we're used to seeing, not the dark type move we're used to seeing. As unique of a Chien-Pao as you can get. And yeah, overall, I think this is just a real interesting way to play Rain. We had while Rain didn't have the showing at Toronto, the VR tournament that was held the same exact day, you did have 3 Rain teams make the top cut, which I believe was an asymmetrical after like the asymmetrical ended up being 11 people. So I believe it was like 3 of the top 11 teams were just like strictly like dedicated pelipper Rain teams with the Waterfoo and their Archaludon. So it is an archetype that people are starting to work on. I'm not sure if it'll be as powerful as Regulation H's Rain, but people are trying to make it something within the format where it could be even like a B-ish tier team.
It's hard when there's a big
dinosaur.
Not even the dinosaur. It's hard when there's Fluttermane, there's Landorus. Regibolt's fine. It really punishes the Pelipper and the Urshifu, but like Urshifu's still good with Regibolt around. It's just the Pelipper. You're taking the L on there, really. It's more the Archaludon doesn't get to do what it wants to do when there's neutral special fairy moves coming in at you, and there's super effective ground type moves coming into. Even with the Assault Vest, you're still taking a chunk.
Yeah, and the other aspect of it, now, Oliver went with Terra Grass and his Archaludon, but if you go with a non-water, like a non-water resistant Terra, your opponent's Urshifu Rapid Strikes, they're ignoring the stamina.
They just blow through you anyway.
Yeah. So, do we have any other teams we want to share, just going through things?
Not off the top of my head. Carter will be back in a minute. I guess technically I wanted to call out the highest placing Galarian Moltres Arcanine stuff that we saw.
And that was
31st. We don't have to pull it up, but that one I wanted to call that out because we saw it there. There was a cool version of Trick Room with HR. It was Nikolai Nielsen. I saw it because I saw it in day one, and I thought it was really neat.
So I can just pull that up real quick.
Which, you look at it on paper, it's like, yeah, this is pretty pretty almost standard Trick Room with just a couple swaps. We dropped the Amoonguss for Water Pond, and then we're obviously playing that Cresselia instead of the Porygon 2 because we get to play Mental Herb. Hisuian Arcanine means we get double Intimidate, which means we have better damage reduction in some shapes and fashions, depending on what team you run into. It was just kind of a cool thing I saw while was watching coverage on day one.
Yeah, I think one of the really great things with the Wellspring Ogerpon on this team, not only are you getting the 2-mon 3-type core for Fire, Water, Grass with the Wellspring plus Incin or Arcanine, but the fact that with those 2 fire types and the Ursaluna, you do have 3 Pokemon that are water type weak. So just sitting there and being a follow me bot in front of opposing Urshifu Rapid Strike or even other Wellspring Ogerpon is really great. Letting your Arcanine, Incin or Ursaluna, get to do their things. We are also running Sword Stance on the Ursaluna as well, so that's another really cool thing it can do. Follow me not only to protect it from Surging Strike, but to let it get to +2, and now you're dealing with +2 Earthquakes and +2 Facades.
Yeah. Carter, pick a team. Find a team. You're muted, bud.
I don't have the thing. I never actually pulled it up because no one ever sent it to me.
Well,
Buddy, you can Google.
I literally
What he
am.
says.
Quit yelling at me.
Let's see how fast I am. Am I faster?
I already have it open.
No, I'm not sending it because I just realized if I tried doing
sent
if I try doing anything more, my computer might die.
Well, what is going on? Why? I'm currently playing against a Terraflying Rhydon
Hey, there
in
you go.
OU.
Oh, that's neat.
That is a Pokemon I was not ready to see, and it's kind of kicking my ass.
While you're
That
waiting,
tends to be normal.
I did find a team that was like the what the fuck team of the weekend.
Is this Carter coded?
No, just I don't know what code this is. Dan Crawshaw, Iron Boulder, Garchomp, Prim.
Oh, I
Weakness-
saw that as I was scrolling
Weakness Policy
through.
Armarouge, Corv, and Indeedee. Other things to note is that your Terra Rock Iron Boulder with Taunt, Terra Poison, Poison Jab, Swords Dance, Life Orb, Garchomp. So no dragon type coverage whatsoever. You have the Throat Spray on the Primarina with Aqua Jet. Again, Weakness Policy on the Armarouge, Terra Fire, Weak Armor with Double Fire
This
and
team is
Expanding
wild,
Force.
and I love it.
Yeah, this is a crazy team. Just looking at it, like
This
just
team's sick. I
figuring
love it.
out. I think like your main
What
mode
do
is
you mean?
probably what?
My opponent's out here was to get a freeze with Ice Beam off their Latias, and
Proceeds to
I
freeze.
saw, baby! This game is
That
wild.
That wasn't me yesterday. Yesterday I was playing Junie. She brought the Articuno like snow team to our local, and like game one, I was playing like crap. I got away with it. And she looked at me. She's like, "Angela, you're better than this. Why are you just letting your Goldango just like almost get killed when you need it at the end?" And I was like, "I don't know what I'm doing." Game 2, not great. Game 3, she leads the snow duo. I lead Wim's Goldango. I do mess up a little. I get a little greedy because I was like trying to I wasn't sure if Make It Rain would KO. And I did run the calc, and after like it actually like was a roll on whether it would KO or not.
Oh, the game was fucking sick.
So I go and Fake Tears instead of Tailwinding. So she gets 1 Blizzard, freezes my Goldango, gets 2 freeze turns, and the turn I thaw, I miss. And at that point, it was just over. And I'm like, well, this is just what it is. And then I play Snow right after, and that's like went to 3 games. I almost had it in 2, and it was literally like on the last turn, they had to freeze, like they had to lock in freeze dry, and they freeze dried my Urshifu, and got the freeze.
Guys, I don't know how I beat Stall with this team.
You don't.
They have
You don't.
Unaware Dozo, Garg, Unaware Clodsire, Blissey, Unaware Skeledirge, Corviknight. I don't know what
Yeah,
I'm
you're
doing
done.
against this.
Pack
Do you
it,
have a
just
team?
pack it in.
Do you have a team to send us out with?
Man, I'm not seeing a whole lot of anything. There is
If
this
he doesn't, I found the Carl team. I found my team.
there's this Superior team, but they went 2-5. Also, I'm
Nah,
not
that
showing
happens.
all the teams. I'm only showing up to like 40.
You're not in Masters.
Yeah, you're not in Masters.
How do I?
Say if Carter can't find one, I
Yeah,
found the Carl.
I don't know how to navigate the internet.
Yeah, we'll do the Carl team, and then we'll send it off.
Number
What-
151.
Hey, I found it. I did it, guys. I figured out how the internet works.
Yay! This is the Carl coded team because 4 of the 6 was literally my 6 that I played with in Regulation E. Like every time. Waterpond, Okridogi, Grimmsnarl, Landorus, except my fire type was an Arcanine, and then my Tailwind user was Tornadus.
Body
because
Prestozo. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
so
we were
dead.
doing Tornadus Landorus things.
Yeah, I saw a lot of Heatran at my locals yesterday, like a lot of my locals, and it's all different Heatran sets.
That's what I'm starting to figure out. Is like everybody's playing Heatran, but they're all playing it differently. Like nobody's going back to the raid boss Heatran that we had, and like.
Why are you Flame Orb Blissey? What are you doing?
Does it have Fling?
It has to have Fling, right?
That's the only thing I can think of.
And, like, it's natural cure, so they never had to deal with the burn. That's sick. That is sick tech. Anyway, here's a Grassy Glide.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm surprised.
High defense body press.
Yeah, I'm surprised we're not like the Terra Fairy like raid boss Heatran that we used to see.
So like we did see that on a few teams last week. I know I've seen people like Junie is using Will-O-Wisp Taunt on her Heatran with leftovers with Magma Storm, and it does have that raid boss-esque.
Yeah, like that is the raid boss. Like you don't really have to do a whole lot.
Oh, we're dead.
You're kind of just clicking Magma Storm to trap them, and they can't kill you because you have ground coverage into their poison, whatever, and you have fire coverage into their Amoonguss, and so it's just like it's a bunch of feel bads, and that's what I'm used to seeing is the lefties, Terra Fairy, Terra Grass, whatever we are, like raid bossy Heatran.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say like it's a bit of a surprise.
Spoiler: it was Fling Blissey.
Yeah,
called it.
It was a bit of a surprise to like see this like the Iron Defense body press. Like that's not something that I'm used to seeing on this.
We don't see that in. We haven't really seen that in any of these latest formats too much at all, really.
Yeah.
Mostly because there's a critical striking bear on the other side usually.
Yeah, no, that's the thing where that's also why you're Terra Water, because they don't care. Like the Urshifu doesn't care, folks.
I mean, you can be Terra Grass and it serves the same purpose, but
yeah.
But this one specifically is Flame Body and not Flash Fire, so
yep. So you're going in like you're going to be your Terra Water because you are the Flame Body, and you're trying to fish for burns.
Can we talk about Gouging Fire?
Sure can. Which one?
There was one at 119. I doubt that's the
highest. I know that's not the highest finish.
Yeah, we can just go to the highest Gouging Fire.
No, I want. Here you go. 56 is the 56. Same exact 6.
Oh, it's way okay.
Yes. So I'm pulling up. Yep, this is the third highest rated Gouging Fire team. Yes. The highest being 18th place.
But I think this one's sick because
this was also going to be on my list of things. If I did not find this one, this was going to be my runner up.
Drive the bus on this one. This is again. These are like very like.
This is kind of like Carl coded, but also Carter coded. Like you get to do some really neat things. You just have like, obviously you have like Chien-Pao Dragonite, which is obviously like. Haha, click the hyper offense button. And then like I really like Gouging Fire. I think this monster's really cool and I wish it was better than what it is. And I mean obviously like it like 18th is nothing to shy at when like a finish. But this team's just really cool, man. I love Galarian Moltres. I love wheezing things. I've learned to really appreciate Ogerpon as I'm sitting here clicking Ivy Cudgel with a Choice Band Ogerpon. I don't know how the hell I'm beating this Clodsire. Yeah, this seems just really cool, man. I'm a big fan of everything going on here.
Yeah, like even like the wheezing being like the Poison Gas Dazzling Gleam. Again, Poison Gas, like this is a team that can boost itself up, and as people are trying to like get around the boosts, or at least try to like play through like what the Gouging Fire is able to do, maybe like try to switch out to avoid the Sucker Punch or the Snarl on the Moltres. Like you're getting poisoned. Like the Poison Gas is still just going at you to just break sashes, whittle your HP down to get everything into a more winnable spot for something like the Dragonite or the Chien-Pao to just clean up. Yeah. So for me, I really don't have a team.
There's no row coded Farigiraf.
Not really. This wasn't like.
To be fair, Farigiraf did not have the best.
No, it didn't.
Weekend.
And I've been also playing a lot of different like Whimsicott Tailwind teams, and Whimsicott also didn't really have a great weekend either.
I will also say they do not like Farigiraf as much in EU as we do in
No,
NA.
it's like you can definitely
do not care for it too much.
Yeah, I that is like the big thing. Shout out Stefano for Italian dominance.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Oh,
Italian has won.
Carter won his match.
I should not have won this. My opponent, I don't think, played particularly well.
Yeah.
I was very dead for a very long time. I did not have an answer to this Dozo, and then they put it to sleep, and then just swapped in, and I hit it with Ceaseless Edge a punch.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, an Italian has won every single major in Europe so far.
I'm pretty sure that's correct.
Yes,
I think they said it on. They
said it on air, which is
they said it on stream. So, yeah. So if you're putting money on EUIC, pick your favorite Italian.
I would bet on an Italian.
Yeah. Marco Silva at this point.
Has Marco won a regional?
Yeah, he won one.
What about Francisco Piopero?
I don't think Francisco's won one.
There you go. Put money on Francisco Piopero.
Could be or Simone. I don't think Simone has won one this season. So, one of them.
So one of them. There's a handful. There's Francisco 29. Like
I was going to say, Francisco was one of the Rain players I was talking about last week.
Yeah, Francisco
finished well.
Plays Rain like constantly.
Yeah. So that, and yeah, he finished 29th place, 9-3. So let's just look at where his schedule was. Where was his loss? It's probably earlier than the last round, so I don't think he was playing a winning in. But yeah, no, he lost
the tail time,
and then beat Stefano.
Different Stefano.
Different Stefano. But yeah, same. It was a. Yeah, I'd say overall, like, really, I think fundamentally it was a really good weekend. There were some interesting teams. Like, I am a little disappointed that I was going to be going and saying, like, playing about balance mirrors and stuff, and it would have been, like, Marcus and Hung Ye as your top two, but Stefano and Raging Bolt could not be denied this weekend. Getting that win.
I want to throw this out there, not to throw shade at the European broadcasts, but man, they need to step.
Oh my god, the American ones are so much better.
Hey, what are you talking about? They had an Ammonite plushie on stage all weekend.
They need. If you've watched Toronto and then you went to watch Birmingham, there is no downtime in Toronto. Yeah. There is no downtime anymore. They've got it filled with either backup matches or A to Zhang or other like small. Like or even things. Just and they fill it with the other like community stuff, like the interviews and the games and things like that, and that's good. But like the EU broadcasts are very very methodical. This is the match. Here's the downtime. We'll fill it with whatever random old clips we can find. Here's the next match. Here's another downtime, and we'll fill it with the same old clips that we just showed an hour or two ago, and it's
a little rough there. I think one of the other things that's just rough about it is like it's been
1 week.
The games have been out. It's been a little longer than 1 week, sweetie. No, it's like the game's been out for like almost.
I wasn't ready for that. I don't know why.
Dying.
Save that for later. No, the game's been out for almost 3 years. Like, can someone in VR just play the game to get more music? Like,
right? Oh my goodness!
In the New England server, someone's like, "Oh, I can't wait to watch Birmingham," and Zach Weed was like, "Yeah, I can't wait to wake up at 3 o'clock to listen to Nimona 1 while watching a Raging Bolt balance mirror. It's going to be awesome, folks."
Hell yeah, brother!
I get it. But yeah, no, I was talking yesterday with one of our TOs, who helps like one of his friends in the Like I think it's like one of the league judges was also working. Like they've been on the American side, like they've been working on how to improve the stream quality and just get more things for a while now. Like a lot of the stuff that we saw in Seattle last week was getting planned out and just everything finalized during the Reg H regionals, like planning in the background. So it was really exciting last week to go and see how much stuff they were able to do. And especially now comparing it to, again, not saying that the event isn't quality. Absolutely. These are quality events. It's just the American event or like that's broadcast
The NA
took it to another
broadcast team
level.
has figured out how to fill
Yeah.
the dead time for regionals. Like they've done a very good job in figuring out how to do all this stuff. It might be just due to the fact that the EU broadcast team doesn't have the same resources to do that kind of stuff. But like I know they have plenty of casters. I know they have plenty of color commentary. Like they probably actually honestly have a deeper pool of color commentary and casters than we do in NA. But it ends up being a situation of they all can't travel for those events, whereas a lot of the NA casters usually travel the same like to all of the same events.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, great weekend. There were some other events, and we'll cover them next week. When
is our next event is the next question.
I will pull that up in a moment.
So that's my next question: is when's the next event? Because I know they're almost all of just like bang, 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 bang.
I think there's we have a little gap. Our next is Sydney and Santiago. So yeah, Sydney and Santiago on February 7th and 8th.
So that's literally not next. No, that's not this weekend. It's the week after. It's the next.
It is. So we'll be able to cover some events this week. I mean, in the next week. Then you have EYC.
Yeah.
And then I think after EYC, you will have a 2-ish week break for Seattle, which Seattle is also going to be the same weekend as Pokemon Day. So we might push back on that coverage to talk about Pokemon Day. But yeah, we have a lot of great stuff. Yes, hopefully it'll be talk about champions.
Please be champions. We're only begging. Well, I don't know if we can push it off that long.
So we know, like, has Pokemon ever done? Yeah, I was gonna say they've done like shadow drops. They did so with Cafe. They did so with Sleep, right?
Yeah, Go was kind of just like a slow shadow drop.
I also don't think that they're going to do that with something that they've like heavily advertised, like champions. Though I don't see them just going...
heavily advertised as 2 trailers.
Hey, that is more than 0.
They put more work into advertising Go than they've done champions.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think the most realistic, unless we find something out at EU, I think the 2 most realistic worlds is going to be they make the announcement at EUIC, and that's going to be my expectation. I think
we'll probably get a trailer at EUIC.
Yeah,
and with a date,
or they'll do a Pokemon Day trailer and then be it's coming out 2 weeks from Pokemon Day.
Yeah,
and we get maybe an early to mid-March release. But it is coming. We know that's the Seville special event on March 29th, 20th and 29th, is going to be the last Scarlet and Violet Reg F event. We have Orlando the week after. It's going to happen.
The fact that they picked Easter weekend in the U.S. in a very heavily traveled location. It's easy to fly to Orlando.
Yep.
No matter where you're at in the world. That feels like it has to be the Champions Regional. The first event.
Can someone tell me what the first regional was for Scarlet and Violet?
San Diego 2023.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, actually, that might not be the first. I know that was the first American.
So that might have been the first American. I don't remember the date for the first actual event.
Yeah, I'm just pulling it up right now. Yes, it was San Diego. Because San Diego was the first full week of 2023. So yeah, that was it was January 6th through 8th. So we're well past 3 years of playing this game.
Yeah,
and it is starting to wear.
you could feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You could
I know,
feel
Carter.
it.
You were like, "Oh, are we going to do like another like Goodbye Galar-esque sort of thing?" And like honestly, TPCI's just been doing this for us.
Kind of, yeah. They're just
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
to the punch on this one.
Like there's a
we've
reason I'm
revisit-
not playing VGC right now, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm bored of the game, I think is the best way to put it.
Yeah, No,
which
I
is
think
why I'm
that's
sitting here
entirely-
playing singles. Like
Yeah,
this happens
No, I think
literally
that's
every
entirely-
year. I get bored of it and go play singles.
yeah. No, I think like even like where I'm at, I'm playing to get my like New England Worlds invite. If I didn't have that,
I love how it's called
wasn't
New
for
England
that-
Worlds and it's just New England players. Like it's just
Well,
I know
New England-
like
to just simplify it.
I know
The
it makes me
New
laugh
England
though.
Invitational.
Yeah, it's our little invitational. I did not do well. Yes, I bubbled cup. Like with double header, I bubbled cup twice. I had like
I remember
literally.
you saying that you bubble cut the cup, which that's a whole different.
Oh,
realm.
you didn't tell me you bubbled twice. And if you did, I missed
Yeah,
that.
I bubbled twice. Yeah, no.
Have you
so I
complained?
bubbled-
Have you considered playing better?
No, like honestly, like, yeah, like that was my first thought. My first thought was I should have played better, but like I'm like, yeah, it just was not the first. I bubbled the cup by opponents.
Hell yeah, I'm proud of you.
That just sucks.
Dude, that is
No,
just
it's
feels bad.
literally the difference between 32 points and 0 points. So the threshold is 100 points to get the invite for the New England Invitational.
Does it have
So,
to be
like, yeah,
specifically at New England events, or is it just points?
just so you have to have played at New England events, but it doesn't matter where you get your points. So like as long as you've like I can't remember the exact number. I
So
think
what
it's-
I'm hearing is you need to fly to Kansas City, snipe
just farm
like
your
3
locals?
weekends, like 2 weekends, and you'll be good, and then just fly back.
I have, as we've discussed recently, I have a house I need to start paying for.
Terra Poison Guard. How do I beat Terra Poison Guard?
You know, when Carter
The same
gets
way
the,
you beat regular guard, you earth power it to death.
It's
Yeah.
Iron Defense, and I currently have an.
yeah, you Earth Power.
Earth
Yeah, I
power.
heard you the first time. Ow. I'm just gonna keep punching it with Rillaboom. That's probably good enough.
That does not sound like.
Oh,
a
they
good
have
choice.
recovered.
No, that is a terrible idea.
I have a baby.
This game's
girl
great,
who's
man.
doing much
Singles is
better.
great. You should come play singles.
I'm playing Diablo 4. I'm good.
Oh, Lily turned down my volume.
I
Hell yeah!
got the expansion Carter.
Carl's gonna
Yeah.
come play Diablo with me.
I'm probably about once this is over. My wife wants to play Animal Crossing, so I'm gonna be doing that with the football game in the background.
I gotta go make dinner.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're good. I think.
I think that covers everything we wanted to touch.
Yep, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Okay,
win
so,
this and hit 1300 and
Call it? Awesome. Okay, so everyone, as you know, you can find us on our socials on Blue Sky, at Littleroot Lessons, and all 3 hosts at Musical for Carl, at Mr. Missouri 25 for Carter, and at Rose Tinted Cheeks for myself. You can find our videos on our YouTube, where we have all of our podcasts, along with all other sorts of videos that we do. With Champions coming back, we are going to be getting going on doing more content again, because there will be a fun game to make content on, along with other like fun different things within the server. We're probably going to be going through within the next few weeks to just start to revitalize things, streamline things, get it ready for Champions. So if you want to get in before we do all that, you can join our Discord. Again, Littleroot Lessons, link in the description. And that is it, I think. Yeah. I got no questions.
I'm good.
Stay safe, everyone.
yeah, stay warm.
In the warm. Bye.
Bye.